Animals can be selfless heroes, performing deeds that defy the ruthless survival of the fittest rule. And the most shocking act is saved for number 1. Stay tuned to see the ultimate surprise. Surprisingly, a herd of African elephants once intervened to protect a newborn rhino separated from its mother, gently surrounding the calf and shielding it from predators until help arrived. Researchers observed the elephants forming a protective circle, using their massive bodies as a barrier while the rhino's mother was still missing. This cooperative behavior suggests a level of empathy that transcends species lines, challenging the notion that large mammals act solely out of self-interest. The herd stayed for several hours, even sharing water sources with the vulnerable calf. Such cross-species guardianship is rare but documented in other contexts, indicating that altruistic instincts can emerge in unexpected ways. The next act on our list involves a marine mammal that saved a much larger companion, proving kindness isn't limited to the land.
Incredible footage captured a pod of bottlenose dolphins guiding a stranded pilot whale back to deeper water after it became tangled in a fishing net near the coast. The dolphins repeatedly nudged the whale, using coordinated leaps and clicks to encourage movement, while other members formed a protective ring to deter sharks. Marine biologists believe the dolphins recognized the whale's distress signals and responded with purposeful assistance, a behavior rarely seen between such different species. The rescue lasted over an hour, with the dolphin pod maintaining a steady rhythm that seemed to motivate the whale to inch forward. This event highlights the sophisticated social intelligence dolphins possess, extending beyond their own kind. Up next, a small mammal's warning system will show how vigilance can save entire families.
Remarkably, meerkats employ a dedicated sentinel system, where one individual stands watch while the rest forage, emitting distinct alarm calls that specify the type of predator approaching. Studies show that these vocal warnings trigger precise escape strategies. Aerial calls cause the group to dive into burrows, while terrestrial alerts prompt them to sprint to safety. The sentinel rotates regularly, ensuring each member contributes to group safety, a selfless act that reduces personal foraging time for the lookout. Researchers have recorded instances where a sentinel sacrifices its own chance to feed to protect pups and vulnerable elders, reinforcing the colony's overall survival odds. This cooperative vigilance exemplifies altruism within a tightly knit social structure. Yet, the following story features a primate sharing food across species lines, taking altruism to a whole new level.
Few people know that bonobos have been observed offering ripe fruit to neighboring forest birds, even when food is scarce. In several documented cases, a bonobo would pluck a mango and deliberately place it within reach of a flock of parrots, pausing to watch them eat before taking another bite. This behavior appears to foster mutual tolerance and may reduce competition by establishing a cooperative relationship. Primatologists suggest that such generosity could be a strategic move to secure allies against larger predators, though the exact motivation remains debated. The bonobo's willingness to share without immediate benefit challenges the strict competition model often applied to primates. Coming up next, an orca's unexpected assistance to a marine mammal will further blur the lines between self-interest and compassion.
Unexpectedly, a lone orca was recorded supporting an injured seal by nudging it toward the surface and shielding it from aggressive sharks. The killer whale swam alongside the seal, using its massive body as a barrier while the seal struggled to breathe. Over the course of several minutes, the orca maintained a protective position, allowing the seal to recover enough strength to swim away. Such interspecies assistance is rarely documented, as orcas are typically apex predators. Marine ecologists propose that the orca may have recognized the seal's vulnerability and acted out of curiosity that evolved into protective behavior. This event adds to a growing list of marine altruism that contradicts simple predator-prey narratives. Next, a small bird's nurturing act will illustrate altruism on a different scale.
Hidden in a remote forest clearing, a pair of European starlings were observed delivering insects to an abandoned fox cub that had been abandoned by its mother. The birds would perch nearby, pluck insects from the ground, and drop them into the cub's open mouth, repeating the act several times a day. Wildlife cameras captured the cub growing stronger over weeks, eventually venturing out of the clearing. Ornithologists note that this behavior is highly unusual, as starlings typically focus on their own offspring, making the cross species feeding an extraordinary display of empathy. Some experts argue that the birds may have been responding to the cubs' distress calls, interpreting them as a cue for help. This act of nurturing across species lines showcases the fluid boundaries of altruism. Up next, an octopus's assistance to an injured companion will demonstrate intelligence in the deep sea.
Deep beneath a blooming meadow, honeybees were seen forming a protective swarm around a vulnerable butterfly that had been trapped in a spider's web. The bees buzzed aggressively at the spider, driving it away while the butterfly struggled to free itself. Once the threat retreated, the bees continued to hover, ensuring the butterfly could safely escape. Entomologists suggest that the bees' defensive behavior may stem from a broader colony instinct to protect the pollination network, which includes many insect species. While some argue the bees were merely reacting to movement, the coordinated effort hints at a collective altruistic response. This example illustrates that even tiny insects can exhibit protective altruism beyond their own kind. The next story involves an octopus showing compassion to a fellow marine creature, proving that intelligence and empathy can exist in the most unexpected places.
Scientists observed a common octopus gently guiding a wounded sea turtle back toward open water after the turtle became entangled in a discarded fishing line. The octopus used its flexible arms to carefully pull the line away, avoiding further injury, and then escorted the turtle, staying close until it regained strength. This interaction was captured on multiple underwater cameras, confirming that the octopus displayed purposeful assistance rather than mere curiosity. Marine biologists propose that the octopus recognized the turtle's distress and acted out of an innate problem-solving drive, which may also serve to keep the reef environment healthier. Although the exact motivation remains speculative, the event adds to a growing list of non-human empathy across marine species. Up next, the tool using crows will demonstrate clever altruism that borders on engineering.
Legend says that a group of New Caledonian crows once fashioned a makeshift hook from a twig to retrieve a trapped sibling from a narrow crevice. The inventive crow inserted the hook, gently coaxing the stuck bird out without causing injury. Observers noted that other crows gathered, offering encouragement with soft calls, creating a supportive environment. This behavior demonstrates advanced problem-solving and social cooperation, traits once thought exclusive to primates. Researchers emphasize that such tool use for altruistic purposes is exceptionally rare, highlighting the crow's capacity for empathy-driven innovation. While some skeptics argue the act could be coincidental, repeated observations strengthen the case for intentional assistance. Finally, we arrive at the most astonishing act on our list, where tiny ants perform a selfless act that rivals the grandeur of all previous examples.
Finally, in a groundbreaking study, ant colonies have been documented adopting orphaned larvae from neighboring colonies, raising them as their own. When a queen dies, nearby ants will locate stray pupae, transport them back to their nest, and feed them with regurgitated food, integrating them into the workforce. This selfless act ensures the survival of the species' next generation, even when the individuals are not genetically related. Entomologists believe this behavior may stem from a colony-level selection pressure, where maintaining a robust worker population outweighs individual kinship concerns. The adopted ants grow up to perform essential tasks, contributing to the colony's overall success. This remarkable example of intercolony altruism challenges the classic survival of the fittest narrative, showing that cooperation can extend beyond immediate family lines.
We've just explored 10 astonishing examples of animal altruism that turn the classic survival of the fittest story on its head, proving compassion exists even in the wild. If you loved these mind-bending tales, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss our weekly deep dive lists that reveal the hidden wonders of nature. Which act surprised you the most, and have you ever witnessed something similar in the wild? Let us know in the comments below. I can't wait to read your stories. Your insights help us uncover even more incredible stories.